Good morning, everyone. So I'm very excited to be here and to talk about our connected enterprise story. So when I talk to leaders and I talk about the industrial Internet of Things and what are the opportunities for them, I'm also having in mind what it means for the operations director, for the maintenance manager, and for the ones which are applying technology and bring technology to life in a manufacturing site. So often people are asking, what is in for me? What is in for my enterprise? What is available there? What can I achieve? Think about if you can increase productivity of your manufacturing site by 4 to 5% annually, reduce your spend in capital expenditures, reduce your inventory, and increase quality. This looks really interesting. It looks a bit futuristic because of this picture. So the question is now, is this real or is this future? And we'll be seeing this in this presentation. So what is happening in the market? We see global competition. It really doesn't matter if you're located in any continent of the world, where you manufacture, where you produce, at what time, and what you produce. As long as you're competitive, you have differentiation to your competition worldwide. And this is what we all face in our businesses, competition, and they can come from everywhere. Josh Chambers, the former CEO of Cisco, said an interesting thing. He said, it's really about disrupt or being disrupted. In the next 5 years, a lot of businesses will be out of business. The estimate is about 40% of companies which we traditionally know will be out of that business because of globalization, the Internet of Things, because of different business models. When you think about your business, of course, it's all about people. When you look into a plant, you have people which have a lot of know-how, they're close to retirement, you have new technologies which are applied, and there are new jobs in plants which were never existing before. So it is all about skills and finding the right resources in order to drive your operations. And then when you think about risk, think about WannaCry. We used to have, let's say, also malware at our sites, at our businesses, but nobody knew about it. And today, thanks to social media, if something is happening, everybody knows everything in a second. Everything is connected. Everything you do is very transparent. And this creates a different risk profile to businesses as in the past. And obviously, technology is changing rapidly. It's really thrilling for all of the people here in the room, including me. I'm an engineer, so I'm really thrilled about technology. I really love it, and there's a huge amount of opportunity in that space. So when you ask executives, and Accenture made a study, they asked about 1,000 executives and said, okay, what do you think what the Internet of Things will do to your business? Will it be beneficial? Will it help you to generate more revenue? And you see 84% of these companies are saying there is a significant opportunity to grow my business and to find new business opportunities in the market. But what you see also on the slide is that only 7% have a strategy how to capitalize the Internet of Things in their business. So the question to you is, if you are in a business, do you want to be in the 93% or in the 7% who are capitalizing already on the Internet of Things? McKinsey made a study and looked at the impact of the Internet of Things to our economy worldwide. And then, of course, there's a significant portion of information and data which you will find in manufacturing sites. And the estimate is that the Internet of Things will generate about $3 to $11 trillion of incremental value in manufacturing by 2025. And these are numbers which are annual incrementals of revenue. And then, of course, how is this incremental value created? It's about better optimization of your assets. So this is a significant portion. A better utilization of your workforce. This on itself is worth $1 trillion, according to their study. And then, of course, you think about quality, speed of doing business. All these things are having a significant impact to the business today and also in the future. Now, when you look at this, you wonder, how are manufacturers today prepared for that? And according to the Business Week, or Industry Week, which is a journal, only 14% of manufacturers have their assets connected today. So if you are an engineer, if you're a systems integrator, if you're a distributor, there's a significant opportunity in order to help end users or machine builders to connect their machines to their enterprise. But of course, all this doesn't come without a risk. A lot of the equipment which has been installed in the plants was never meant to be connected. So end-to-end protection for the technology is really important to create a secure and safe environment for manufacturing. So when you think about this, let me give you a real example how the Internet of Things can impact the whole supply chain to the consumer. So we have a customer who is producing baby formula. And you may be aware that a few years back, there was an incident in China with baby formula. And a lot of Chinese consumers lost confidence in baby formula products. So today, our customer is serializing all their products. So every can has a unique serial number. And when you're in China and you buy this product, you can use your smartphone and scan a 2D code and use WeChat. WeChat is the same thing like WhatsApp, which many of you may use. So you scan it, you know it's been an original product, when it's been manufactured, and you know it's safe and secure to use this product. What it does to the consumer, it ties the consumer to this product, and to our customer, the great thing is they can ask for a premium, but of course not many companies are able to deliver this kind of feature and functionality. So it's differentiation, and it adds profit to their bottom line. When you look at governments, also governments have understood that there is a significant opportunity for their countries. They also understood there's a significant challenge when you think about global competition. And this is why you see in so many different countries different initiatives. But they have all one thing in common. It's always about productivity and aiming for the competitiveness of the country in the global context. When you think about this also, and you think about technology, you want to make sure when you apply technology that it's future-proof and you want to apply common standards. And this is why you find a lot of organizations which are helping the industry to standardize and to have common standards and be able to exchange information and data in an easy way. So when we talk about connected enterprise at Rockwell Automation, we think about how we are addressing these needs from our customers, from our partners, but also when you think about these government initiatives. They're all falling all under one umbrella. And when I think about this, I'm always thinking about a platform which is highly performant, which is future-proof, which is easy to use, and which is end-to-end secure and safe. So this all sounds really high level. So if you really drill down what it means, it starts with smart sensors and smart products. And you will be seeing in one of our training sessions some examples of that if you've signed up for the session. So take, for example, a proximity switch. It's nothing really sophisticated. It tells you it's on and off. It's a digital signal, which the information you're getting. But what is interesting is if you start to be able to predict when you have to clean it, when it needs to be maintained, before the machine fails, before something goes wrong, before the machine stops. These are things in a simple way, how, and in a small scale, how you can gain transparency in manufacturing in a much easier way with smart devices. The other thing is, we have a big company which is producing a lot of diapers worldwide. So they're using a lot of servo drives for their machines, and our servo drives, in the meantime, are auto-tuning, and they're analyzing the performance of their wear of the machine. And when you think about this, and this one example, our customer is producing about 900 diapers per minute. So one baby life cycle is 900 diapers. This is the time, the quantity they consume. They're now able to produce about 1,100 diapers on the same line. And this is a significant gain. This means also that they don't need to make an investment for multiple other lines because they can produce more. But of course, this is now on the machine level. What does it mean if you're on the manufacturing side and you are the maintenance person? So I'm Thomas, I'm the maintenance person, and I have my VP of operations calling me all the time. For whatever reason, we don't produce as many products as we wanted. Why is that? And having the mobility and the ability to identify issues real time, ahead of time, or even predict when you need to have a downtime of your line is really important to drive productivity, to increase visibility. And the integrated architecture which we are providing and the connected enterprise are allowing the entire organization to have this transparency. And the transparency is different depending on the persona which is working on it. So when you think about a solution, I talked about examples which are really in the plant with the machine or maintenance manager. But then when you think about your enterprise, you may have multiple plants. You want to share information. You want to compare your assets. And then, of course, you start to think about cloud and other technologies which you can apply. So depending on your preferences, we have a scalable solution in order to have on-premise information if you don't want to have it outside of your location. We have companies which are saying they want to store everything in the cloud. We can do this, or we do edge computing. As long as everything is scalable, secure, and easy to configure, this is our aspiration with our connected enterprise. But of course, when you think about the convergence of IT and OT, this is really what happens with the connected enterprise. And also historically, that the IT organization and the OT organization was not necessarily really friendly in exchanging information. This is something which is going to change in the future. So I think this is one thing where really the borders which we know from the past are really going away. There's a merger, if you will. Then the other thing is what you come to realization, and this is really our strategy, you only can succeed in this space if you work with partners. There's not a single company in the world, even if they claim so, who can do everything. And you want to have companies which have the right ecosphere, that bring the right expertise to the table in order to solve your business problems. So when you think about all this, you would say, okay, Rockwell is great, you have this connected enterprise story. What are you doing about this? And you must have manufacturing too. Yeah, we have manufacturing and we are using our own technology. And we started a journey for more than 10 years ago when we started to think about what does it do, what do we need to do in order to standardize our way how we measure performance across our enterprise, across multiple sites. So we started with organizational alignment. We realized that we don't have the right competency everywhere, and we had to build up these capabilities. And throughout that period, we went through a whole process, which we'll lay out to you in a minute. But when you look at Rockwell Automation, we are not an Apple of the industry. Apple has maybe a certain amount of quantity of products, and they produce it in masses. We have masses of products. We have almost 400,000 SKUs, a high variety, And not only standard products, we have configured products, we have engineering to order for our customers. And we do this all on 20 sites, so it's highly complex. When you then look at the outcomes, and maybe they look familiar to you, these are the outcomes which you have seen in the beginning. So every year, we generate 4 to 5% productivity. We reduced our inventory by a third. We reduced our capital expenditures also by 30%. Think about it, what it does to your company if you are able to unlock this type of potential. You can start to invest into future businesses. You can start to spend money in areas which help your business to grow and to be really competitive in the world market. If you are interested to learn more about this, for all the customers here in EMEA, we have a customer center in Karlsruhe. You're always welcome to visit this, where we can demonstrate how we do this, and you can see live how we operate in our plants from our experience center. So I spoke about a journey we went through, and this is really the journey and the different steps we had to go through. And you will learn tomorrow more about this journey, how we start to connect our enterprise, how we evaluate where are certain gaps, where we start to collect data, and then we started basically to present the data, and we are really now in the process that everything is connected, that we are in this optimization process. And this is really the approach, how we were able to generate 4 to 5% productivity every year. So tomorrow from David, you will hear more about this, how you can do this with your own organization and with your own manufacturing sites. And you know, a lot of times when we speak about this, when I speak in front of the industry, I get feedbacks like, yeah, but this is something only for the big ones, you know, from the Fords of the world, the Apples, the Procter & Gambles, the Parmalats, and I really disagree on that. Starting with the connected enterprise doesn't mean that you do throw a switch and one day to another you are connected to the world and everything is automated and you can harvest the data and information and drive business decisions. This is really a journey, and a journey which you can start small and can grow over time. So let's speak maybe about different industries, how companies are applying this type of technology. So think about you're an oil producer. You have multiple assets in multiple places. You have assets in the Middle East, you have assets maybe in Latin America, and you want to understand which wells are really productive and which wells are not productive. At what point of time do we need to add wells and spend money to drill new holes in order to spend money to have a new pump jack? And at what point of time can I just do certain things in order to increase the capacity? These are important decisions. It creates a significant transparency. And this is, for example, a solution which is connected to the cloud, which is allowing our customer a global transparency. We have similar examples for the mining industry, where companies are taking decisions where, at what time to produce which kind of quantities. Same here with the brewing industry. AB InBev, it's a big brewing organization which is manufacturing all different type of beer brands around the world. At what point of time I need to increase my productivity, my production of a certain type of beer? At what point of time can I adjust my production because the demand is going down? Is it summer or winter time? So production planning and other things. So it's really visible with the data and information they're getting across their entities. And then maybe last but not least, think about if you produce cars. So today you go online, you configure your car, you pick the features you want to have. So of course the quantity of models is limited, but then you have about 2 million variations if you produce these cars. So at the right point of time, you want to have the material, the components for the car at the right place. You want to produce your car in the right quality, and you want to have this all transparent according to the regulations. And we are helping our customers worldwide to do this. So looking at the connected enterprise, it bears a lot of opportunities and thrilling things. There are a lot of technologies which we are offering, and we're going to present to you throughout these days. A lot of new things which you will be seeing. And I thank you for your participation here at our first TechED event in EMEA. It is great to see you all here. And I will hand it over now to Jan van der Bosche, who will give you more insights to new technology and how to apply it. Thank you. Thanks.